let's look at an example of how to fill in a data flow diagram. So I have here in Vera Virtual a data flow diagram, and it's a PDF, and we're going to annotate it with Xournal, which is in the Office menu. Okay, and what we do is instead of opening this PDF, we select Annotate PDF and choose the right file. Okay, now when it first opens, it's in best fit mode, and we're going to want to zoom in anyway. So to get out of best fit mode, you want to zoom in, and you can do Control+ to zoom in quite a bit, and then we can scroll down to, unless you get right here, you'll end up drawing on it because it's already selected for drawing. Okay, so we can go and get rid of that stroke. Now, here is this big space here is user space. It is the memory space where all your user programs have their virtual memory is placed. And this region in here is your virtual memory space for the process which is running the program cat. Okay, now when a program opens, it has some open file descriptors. These are the this little array here is the space for the file descriptors. Okay, now the open file descriptors are 0, 1, and 2 corresponding to standard input, standard output, and standard error. So let's fill those in. We can choose text here, and then down here we can choose a 0. And it's actually hard to get these to be in a separate text thing, one to each space. So I just put them in a row like this. Okay, now if I click anywhere else, I'll just move the text box around or something like that. But here I have the spaced out properly for those. And now we need to draw some other things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on, the pen is a thinner line than the highlighter. So that if I'm going to draw a freehand box like here, like I want to draw a rectangle here, which is going to be, let's zoom in a little bit. And I might want to make sure I'm not filling the box, and I can choose a color if I wanted to. Let's choose a light blue color for our memory cell. Okay, and then here is our memory cell. And we're going to put some data in it. And I don't know if the data will be blue. I don't think it will be. And we'll put, yes, a single character, because this is in some of the earlier programs, a char, which is just 1 byte. And we need to give a name to this memory cell. Now, some people like to put the name inside the memory cell, as if the memory cell is like a billboard for showing the name, but but the name is a label of the contents, and our box is intended to hold the contents. Okay, so let's choose black, which is okay, and go here. Now, if there, okay, so let's say that the name was called buffer. Okay, so then I have my memory cell, and file descriptor 0 corresponds to the connection to standard input. Now, I have up here the pen and this box selected, so I need to do is change that. If I toggle this, it toggles it selected or unselected. So if I just want to draw, I'd untoggle that. Like any application, it takes a little getting used to. And here you can draw an arrow that will go from here to here. You make sure that you're not doing that, and I can draw another arrow from here to here to show if this particular program was reading from standard input and writing to standard output. Now, let's move down and let's connect up the keyboard here. You can see that this bottom one here, here's the keyboard connecting to the hardware, has a hardware connection here, which is actually a connection to the memory cell, because in system space, the kernel lives in this memory space. And from this point of view, a memory cell is all it does. It reads or writes to a memory cell to access the keyboard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put another arrow up to the system user space interface. And then we're going to go from the system user space interface with another arrow to the keyboard. And then from standard output, I'm going to come down to a different connection, say, at the system call interface between user space and system space. And then we'll make a separate arrow that goes down here. And because this connection here between system space and user space is relatively important, we're going to draw a circle. So we'll draw a little circle and we'll fill in the circle, which is this spot here. And so what we want to do is this, what you're drawing when you draw a circle is you're drawing the actual bounding box around this. So I don't want to start right on the center. I want to start sort of a little bit off the center, and then I'll draw it like that. And I can draw it like, well, that didn't quite make it. If I want to undo, here, undo stroke, and we can try again. Okay, there you are. Okay, so then we can zoom out to see that everything looks okay. And this is one way to show your data flow. Someone types on the keyboard, the program takes the character by character into a buffer and sends it to the terminal. It's not showing everything with how the program works, just the data flow. Okay, so let us, oh, and you also want to, of course, put text and put your first name and last initial. And then when you want to save your work, you can, instead of saving it, you want to, well, you could save it, but it saves it in external format, which you can edit again, or you can save it as export to PDF, which is a format you can turn in. And we don't want to overwrite the original file. So you could put in annotated for an A there, say, and save it to your desktop. And there we have, and we don't need Xournal anymore. And let's see, let's look at that. There you have your work done, showing that you understand the data flow for the program. You're asked to fill in some of these for several of the earlier programs. Okay, and then you would turn this in on the work thread in Piazza, and that's it.